game. Like I go for. Okay, shall we start?
You can.
Are you good to start?
Yeah,
We're already recording. Okay, welcome to the Side Sessions podcast. I actually didn't want to start this the normal way, so I'm starting it the abnormal way. We're coming to you live actually from our resident venue. I thought I should mention that, just observe a bit of protocol for the Side Sessions pod party, 86 Republic in Randburg. And so I figured that let's go ahead and do a soft launch of the pod party or slash the podcast, Side Sessions podcast. And today I've got man himself, Da Kruk, DJ. You're actually one of the most influential DJs I know based on the events that you do, by the way. Like, I'm like, whenever I go to your events, I'm like, what? Who can just host an event and it's this full?
That is wild.
Like, I'm like, why is it so full? Like, in my mind, I'm asking myself, how long has this guy been doing these things? But we're going to get to that. Welcome to the pod.
Hey, thank you for having me. And thanks for the chicken.
We aim to please here on the podcast.
Went out last night. Had one too many tequilas, so
and
kind of hanging right now.
And you told me that what were you actually?
I was meeting. I was in Bedfordview. I was bar hopping.
That's cool. Okay.
I was with white people, so
that's where I was going with that, because I know when I party with the white kids, tequila it's flowing.
Yeah.
So why do they like tequila so much? Like, they like to get lit fast.
I was actually laughing at them and saying that, like, they don't do foreplay. Like, they don't like buy ciders. They don't. You know what I mean? Like, first drink comes with a tequila. I'm like,
I know.
How do you guys operate? You know. But they get lit. Like, they get
fast.
Yeah.
Fast. Yeah. But you had a good time, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Welcome to the pod once again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, I did say, Guti, I've been wanting to have you because you're one of the most opinionated people I know. I actually have a list of things that I look at you as, and
uptight being one of them.
Uptight, no? Yes. Tell me. Let's count what I see when I look, and then you can say, Guti, oh, she's wrong, she's right, oh, this is how I am. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Let's start with uptight, since we were talking about that.
Can I swear?
It's the internet, so sure. As long as you're not going to ask me to censor you afterwards.
No.
Okay.
I'm not fucking uptight.
Okay. He is not uptight. Okay, cool. Second one is that I swear to God, I didn't see you as someone who goes out that often unless you're working.
I generally do go out.
Really?
I mean, that's how you know where the game is, you know? It's I think people mistake being in the industry as somebody that's constantly working, but I'm a fan before, like,
sure,
the DJ, the whatever, you know, like the bells and whistles. Like last weekend, I was out, I was in general excess, and I was dancing my life away.
I love the sound of that, because that's how I also do going out.
Yeah, like you need to have a feel of whatever event or whatever party that you're going to.
Yeah,
and like have a feel of what the people that, I'll say the masses, because a general is generally packed, you know what I mean? Of what the masses think of certain music genres, certain DJing styles, certain party entities, and I'm big on that, man.
Okay, wait. Now, under that, let me actually ask, you going out versus you working and then deciding, oh, let me chill, is there a difference?
I normally stay and chill when I'm with friends. But it still needs to be a really good party.
Okay, I get you. I actually want to get to that, because I remember when we were doing the Africa Rising situation for Africa Rising Music Conference, you told me that, like, we agreed that being out is not as fun as it used to be.
No. You know why?
Yeah.
Because you hang. Because you hang.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I just think when we were coming up, there were a lot more purist, curated parties and sessions, from hip hop to house to dubstep to what Admiral and Justin were doing in Newtown.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot of the guys back then, like, really cared about, like, the entities, and the money followed, you know. So that's why, like, I'm a big fan of back then and not now. I mean, the first time I went to a YFM party, I was in grade 11.
Oh.
I was in grade 11, so I was 17. they still had the Club Y sessions.
Sure.
It was in Newtown. And I've got a vivid moment of DJ Monde coming on at 3 a.m. in the morning and like took off his t-shirt and like the party just fucking went berserk. You know? So those are the kind of things that like I grew up on, you know? And like now everyone's a brand, everyone like
everyone's a brand, man.
is posh, everyone's polished, you know? Everyone wants to align to social media standards and so yeah, man, I think it really takes the fun away from the experience as the end user, you know? That everyone's just like so uptight,
I guess,
Yeah.
which then goes to my third point of who I thought you were. I've always been like, the Kruk is this purist guy, and long ago I actually heard something. Hey, Kruk was a YFM. He's a bit of a jackass, an asshole. I'm like, really? Oh, okay. I don't want to meet. I swear, I heard you're a jackass. From that Krukula DJ was a YFM. He's a bit of a jackass. And I'm asking myself, what would make you a jackass? Like, yeah, that's the third thing that I heard. And the third thing, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe he falls onto that spectrum. We gatekeeper.
No, not even. Gatekeeper definitely not. But jackass, I think people mistake having an opinion about things that you know, and really challenging people's opinions about what you know. You know what I mean? I'm big on challenging people's opinions because that also makes me sharper. You know, and if I believe in something, I believe in something. It does make me a jackass. It doesn't make me not hear you. It does not make me hate you. It does not make me dislike you. But I just stand my ground because I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And if that makes me a jackass, then fine, then I'm a jackass.
I guess in a way it does. If you come across as someone who knows their opinion and is opinionated, and let me say, you filter things through a lens of experience. Yeah. Purism does kind of jump in to a certain extent, doesn't it?
It's
like,
I think people use purism as like something bad, you know what I mean?
I agree. That's they do.
It is not, but in this day and age, I think to an extent I'm a purist. But in this day and age, I've realized how social media impacts like our industry. That have adapted to certain things. When I don't know, I hang around and I chill around like younger people, you know what I mean, that are living this life and that are fully immersed in this life, you know what I mean, just for me to learn. So that I've got a stronger and well-rounded opinion about the industry within the social media space. So that's it. It's really, really, really coming from a good place. It's really coming from a knowledgeable place. It's really coming from a let's grow place. So if that makes me a jackass, then I'm a fucking jackass.
People don't know this about me, right? So I've got this thing whereby I, in my closed space, own being a jackass. But in a polite way.
Yeah.
Like in a polite way, because it's like exactly what you're saying. If you ask me my opinion about something, it's probably because I've researched my opinion on it and I know what I'm talking about,
and
but in a polite way.
And I've taken my own time to like sharpen my sword.
Exactly.
And now you want me to fold and keep quiet.
Exactly.
Ngoba ngiyazi. Hi guys.
And before I get to the last one of the points that I was looking at when I saw, I'm like, okay, this guy is this guy. I just want to nabisa what you just said in terms of, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about gatekeeping, and we're like, maybe gatekeeping is as a person, because I was like, guys, am I a gatekeeper because I have a platform that I started, but not everybody can get on this platform. Do you get me? Like, people want to be in it, but unfortunately I can't say you and you and you and you. You have to kind of fit a certain criteria, fit a certain to get on the platform. So now I'm asking myself, am I a gatekeeper? Then maybe when I thought of you in that day when I heard that comment of someone saying that maybe he's a gatekeeper, he was probably keeping to whatever the standards of what he felt was important for his particular show, because these were the times when you were back at Y when I heard that, hey, when you're not allowing anyone's music go through your show.
That is very wild, man. That is very wild. That's it's wild and sobering at the same time, because at the end of the day, how radio works is that and speciality radio, how it works is that you'll obviously have like an idea of what you want the show to sound like.
Yeah.
And if you get music or get DJs or get whoever that isn't in line with what you want, you know what I mean, then it's not working to what you're trying to build.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, if, layman's terms, if you want a house with one bathroom and someone else offering a bathroom while you've got a bathroom, do you really need another bathroom?
No, definitely
No,
not,
you
sir.
don't.
I don't.
So that's really my thing. I mean, I was the first guy to blow Amapiano on commercial radio, you know? I was the first guy to blow Amapiano on commercial radio, and like literally guys that are superstars today started on my show.
Yeah.
And how can you call a guy like that a gatekeeper?
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
With the Afrotech space, a lot of guys played on my show, man. I mean, I remember when Lemon and Herb were on the cusp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I made it a point to get the guys on because they're super talented.
Yes, yes.
You know, they're super talented. Their music was what I feel, and like they spoke to the texture of what the show was supposed to sound like. You know what I mean? And with many other guys, man. Like, there's so many kids that like are still thanking me today for the opportunity, and that have never mixed at Y since I'd left Y. You know what I mean? And it was really like that, you know. So if you weren't one of those people and your go-to comment was that I'm a gatekeeper, askis ngekolisa. But I'm sure at the time you weren't what I needed at the time.
Probably. That makes a lot of sense.
And life works like that, you know what I mean? Like, you can't now send a CV to a company and they reject you and now you hate the company. No. They don't need your services at the time.
I think that's something we might need to put on a t-shirt, because a lot of people tend to take things personally, and sometimes it's not that personal, honestly.
You know how much I failed, dog?
Yeah. Like,
you know how much
go ahead.
our industry is so small. Do you know how much I walk into spaces with people that like I was trying to hustle for slots for you know what I mean? And I just don't take things personally. You know what I mean? At that point in time, my services or what I bring to the table is not what they need. And I need to be realistic, and I need to be frank with that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it really is what it is. But I really think people need to like not
take things personally.
Personally, firstly, and also not taint relationships because of the things that they say behind closed doors.
Oh, oof.
You know, because personally, I don't care who said it. You know what I mean? But if it was going to land on my table, knowing that how when I secret, you know what I mean? Like we're on speaking terms. I share whatever information that I've got. I can link you with whoever person. But right now on my platform, I don't need what you're bringing to the table. No? And I hear that you said something about that. I block you because no. Because it really just says to me, good team, I'll beg you.
Yeah.
What if I link you up with somebody that I trust and that trusts my judgment, and then you have a fallout with them,
and then
you start talking rubbish about them. You know what I mean? It messes up my relationship with that person now. So it's really that. But man, I'm happy with who I've put on. I'm happy with who I've become. I'm happy with the relationships that I have in the industry. And I think I'm a bit of a loner at times, and it's cool, like it works for me.
What do you mean a loner? Because now I was getting to my last observation.
Yep.
Okay, but we cleared it out because I asked, "Are you in a relationship?" Because then it struck me as a guy who was in a relationship for the past 10 years. Because you can just see a man that was seeing someone. But we cleared that out. And then loner.
No,
what do you mean you're a loner?
I think I'm a loner in the industry. I've got a handful of friends in the industry, and I think that works for me.
Okay.
No shade to people that like I've got a million friends in the industry and like they're moving packs, but it works for me. I mean, I'm probably still a handful of the only guys in our industry that is still rolling around with his friends from high school, that are bankers, that like are attorneys and advocates.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And because I value friendship so much,
Yeah, I get you.
I value friendship so much, and that's just who I chose to be. You know what I mean? And I think it grounds me. It puts me in a space where I don't have to look over my shoulder all the time, and it's also good where people don't use your fame as an attribute of your hierarchy in friendship. You know what I mean? So.
You should tell me about.
No. Like for real.
You experienced. Tell me, what you
like for real. Because it's easy for you to be like the famous guy, the guy that can get into any party, the guy that can get into any space, the guy that can get anyone an interview on any platform, and for people to start like idolizing you.
Yeah.
I don't think like that's like legit in friendship. Like I want my friends to call me out when I'm wrong, because it helps me grow, and it grounds me.
You've had relationships where someone has idolized, like a friendship where you're like, I want to build a friendship with this person, but then you kind of needed to cut it out because they seemed as though they are using your name as a check.
Yeah. In my younger days. But like it quickly fizzled out.
Because you see right through it very quickly, and it doesn't sit well with you.
And also my real friends, people that like I grew up with, like I'm talking like 20, 15-year relationship, like friendships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my real friends just don't gel with that kind of
that
rubbish,
energy.
you know what
Okay,
I mean? Yeah, that energy. So I'm a better judge of character.
What do your friends call you? I have a childhood name that my friends still call me that I know you. Okay, these are my like childhood friends. What do they call you when you have to sit? What do they call you?
My friends call me Cooks.
Cooks.
Yeah.
Cooks.
Yeah. So I changed a lot of schools a lot of times. So when I got to the law school that I went to, there was an Indian guy. His name was Vikrant.
That sounds like a superstar's name, by the way.
It
sounds like a superstar DJ's name.
It sounds like some guy from Bollywood.
Yeah, something like that.
So nobody was trying to say Vikrant all the time. You know what I mean? So they called him Vix.
Yeah.
So when I introduced myself to him, like, hey, what's up, dog? He's like, yeah, my name is Vix, and I'm like, I'm Kutlwano. And he told me straight in my face that like I'm not gonna call you Kutlwano.
Yeah.
Your name is Cooks, and like it's sad.
It's and
everyone that I went to school with, everyone that like I grew up with calls me Cooks now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we call you?
Kutlwano.
Kutlwano. We don't call you the Kruk.
The Kruk is what brings me closer to my filthiest dreams in terms of what I do, But
filthiest dreams.
Yeah, because like
cool.
I'm really, really, really connected to what I do. You know what I mean? I really care about it. Like I really, really, really care about it. So, I actually don't care, man. You can call me anything.
You can call you anything.
You can call me anything.
I have so much going on in my mind right now. I'm not gonna lie, and that's one of the reasons why I don't structure the pod, because in my mind I want to go back, because you've already mentioned it. I wanted to go back to when you said one of the guys who put Amapiano first.
Yeah.
Yes, first guys who kind of put Amapiano commercial space
On radio. Yeah.
on radio.
Yeah.
What does that mean to some? Like, what does that mean?
So when I put my head in the sand into the Amapiano space, I met to Colin no Gillespie. No? So they started the Amapiano compilations. Remember those compilations through House Africa with Tim White? So they started those compilations, and I remember when I was still at Y and gigging a lot, they'd play like this melodic Amapiano before like the log drum became like the log drum. Play like this melodic stuff and like as like a warm up for the night, you know. But like people really loved it. Like it really worked. It took me back to the days when Deep House was Deep House.
Yes.
And Deep House like was literally like the recipe for like a warm-up set, you know?
Yeah.
And it took me back to that. And I stuck my head in the sand, like trying to get who's behind the sound, who the makers of the sound were, and and I realized like it was a local sound, and like it was like guys is kulina bekasi, you know?
Yeah.
Guys is kulina bekasi, and nobody was like messing with Amapiano like that during that time, you know? And
already, Mob.
Yeah, no, already.
Oh, wow. Finish
already.
your thought and then we'll get to Mob's question.
so nobody was messing with Amapiano like that,
Yeah.
you know? And nobody was messing with Amapiano like that. And I did my due diligence, did my research, you know? And in 2016, I started a segment on my show called Amapiano Hour.
I remember that, yeah.
And Gaba Canel was the first guy to mix on Amapiano Hour and got on MFR Souls, got on Josiah, got on, I think, them Tudor mixed, Kuish mixed, you know what I mean? And like a plethora of like guys that like are big superstars today.
Let me ask you something. Did you see every time a sound gets big in South Africa, there's always some feud that we must go through.
Yep.
I think there was also a piano feud on some, why isn't Gavaza, for instance, talking about the sound in the spaces that Major League is talking about the sound? Did you see that conversation?
Yeah, I saw it.
What was your opinion on that?
I think everyone's just got a role to play, man,
Yeah.
you know? I think everyone's just got a role to play. And Gavaza does what he does, how he does it really extremely well, you know?
Extremely well.
And however we look at his contribution to the game, he'll flourish in his own
yeah.
exclusive, beautiful way. You know what I mean? Gavaza did not have to do a lot of interviews to get recognized by Drake and become like an executive producer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Joe, like, just keep on doing what you're doing and what you love and what you're comfortable in doing, ne? And indlela zakho zovuleka the way email is vuleka
Yeah.
ngakhona, you know. So it's not really about not him knowing. Gavaza is very knowledgeable about
He
piano.
knows
guys.
exactly what
He
he's
is
he's
super knowledgeable about
super.
piano. I mean,
Yeah.
the one interview that I did watch, Gavaza, he was doing with Upori, and they were chilling on the couch. It was sponsored by some brand. I can't remember what the brand is, and he made references that opened my eyes, and also that I used to make when I was talking about Amapiano. You know, like he was talking about Aboladi Audio Soul. You know, Chima Music in his early days. Problem Child in his early days, Dakapo in his early days, you know what I mean? So that for me like opens the conversation, you know, because how that Limpopo clique used to make music back then also influenced piano.
Really,
you
like,
know, so somebody like that has got a wealth of knowledge.
Gavaza knows what he's talking
He's
about.
got a wealth.
He knows what
he's
he's
got a
talking
wealth.
about. He definitely
He
knows.
just chooses not to
Not
do
to say it,
interviews.
yeah. He just chooses
And
not.
let him not do interviews because Adibaki.
Kafuni. Because also, I feel like the same chats were the demise of Gqom on some. Where did Gqom come from?
Yeah.
Was it a Zulu Nation thing? Was it a Xhosa Nation thing? It didn't even give Gqom the opportunity to evolve into something great.
And here's my thing. I think what holds us back, the cool, especially as black people,
Yeah.
is we're so fixated on on where things come from and who started these things, and not where they're going and how they can reach their full potential, you know? And I'm big on like, what's next, you know what I mean? What rooms are we trying to get into? Like, what doors are we trying to break into, you know what I mean? What walls are we trying to break, you know what I mean? Like, what are we trying to achieve, you know? And yeah, history is history, man. History is dope, you know what I mean? History is a dope point of reference, but I don't think that really should be what we're focusing on.
I agree. It's exactly how I feel when people are obsessed. I have no problem, by the way, with...
it's like a guy that dated a hot girl and like his reference of dating is that one
that
hot
one
girl. Yeah. It's like guys that were hot in high school and their reference of being popular and commercial, like, yabona mina ngisafunde esikolweni. Hayi bengisha abantu. No, it doesn't matter, dog. Like, what are you now?
What are you now?
And like, what are you working towards, you know? And I think like we just need to shift how we think to the future, you know?
I agree, 100%. I agree. It's the people that go, if you can't play vinyl, you know, that vinyl chat where you can't play vinyl. As guys, y'all need to relax. No one is trying to carry vinyls to shows anymore. I'm sorry. Chill.
I can play vinyl.
I cannot play vinyl. I'm pretty sure if I tried, I could.
I can play vinyl.
I started DJing right after vinyl was transitioning out, and if I wanted to play vinyl tomorrow, I could. I have nothing against it. But come on, guys, we're here.
Yeah,
now.
man, and I think it also goes back to the chat, the Uncle Waffles chat. You know what I mean? Like how she was like hectically hated on and disliked because of how like she blew up, you know,
via social media.
Yeah, via
you
social
can't hate
media.
on someone blowing up via. You chose that person.
You can't.
As the people.
And here's my thing: is that like Uncle Waffles could have basked in that glory, né? And fell off because a lot of people do that. You know?
It happens.
They bask in the now that I'm popping now, I'm in VIP now and whatever. But like, there's a lot of investment that Uncle Waffles did, and you can see it.
Yes.
And that is why she is playing in the space that she's playing in and reaching the heights that she's reaching, because she was disliked and she's like, okay, cool, I'll show you. I know the kind of energy where like somebody's disliked and like I want to belittle you to now and a phase and a fad, you know what I mean? And they're like, I'll show you. And case in point is Uncle Waffles, you know what I mean? And if she does stumble into this pod, man, Waffles, go for it, dog. Go for fucking it. Because she embodies how a young black child can change their life.
100%.
Like in this day and age, and how quick it can happen. And also what to do with the fame, the instant gratification to create like
something long,
a long game strategy, you know? And
she maximized on her viral moment.
She
maximized on her viral moment.
And she's hot. Damn.
That one is undeniable.
Yeah.
So, Mob, did you want to add something? You want to deposit something?
Oh, of course. It's two things. Since we're at this juncture in the conversation, first, I'll ask them one by one. First one, because you were onto Amapiano so early in the game, maybe you can settle, because it's a debate.
Oh gosh!
Right? There are three places that claim Amapiano: Soweto, Katlehong, and Pretoria. Which one is it?
Katlehong.
Okay. Right.
Katlehong. And
what about Alex? Is Alex not in that chat?
It could be through Gavaza.
Yeah.
It could be through Gavaza, but from the chats that I've had with the gents and through the documentaries of BBC and all these things, you know what I mean? The one common thread is the influence of MFR souls in the infancy of Amapiano.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
How Stokey used to move from Soweto to go get music from MFR souls to bring it to Soweto to start playing the sound. Gaba Canal Gaba Canal was actually mentored by MFR souls because they had equipment back in the day, you know? So that's why I'm saying. You know what I mean? And Pretoria for me, the the only person I can link it or link piano to in its infancy
Yeah.
stages, I think is Snow Deep.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, you know what I mean? And that's how far I know. But Snow Deep and a lot of the guys were doing Bacardi. Yeah, so
Why is the other Pretoria? When you said Snow Deep, I was like, I heard that one. There's another Pretoria producer. Why am I skipping? Why is his name skipping me now? If it's skipping me, it's fine.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah.
My second one is it's something she already raised because we've brought it up a couple of times. The storytelling around Amapiano. I understand maybe Cups was not the person to be doing it, but surely in this moment,
I didn't just giggle. Sorry.
and I say this moment that we're in right now, depending on what chart you're looking at, Asake from Nigeria is probably the biggest Amapiano artist in the world now,
Yep.
just by music sales, right? She's looking at like
for real.
like
I don't know. I don't know this information.
Right?
Thank you. For real.
And one sort of feels like the groundwork that the Nigerians, for example, have done over the years in setting up their place in the setting up their place in the world of music, the connections that they've made, all of that has allowed them to, I don't know if I can say supplant, like if South Africa isn't careful. There was a big debacle a couple of weeks ago with Sway Lee, right, where he's got an upcoming song where the song is out, I can't remember, and he attributed Amapiano to Nigeria.
Oh, okay,
right?
Yeah.
Because if you think in the world, that's what people are hearing, right? People are hearing Asake, people are hearing, that flavor of piano. So it's.
Can I quickly answer?
Yes, I want to see what you have to say.
It goes back to my chat of saying those that know.
No.
You know what I mean?
But is that enough though? I mean, if there's misplaced knowledge, is that not dangerous a little bit?
I do not see DJ Kool Herc running around trying to say, if it wasn't for me, there would be no hip hop today.
Yeah, that's
Do you
true.
know what I mean?
But the storytelling around hip hop has been amazing.
No, but Amapiano's still a child.
It's still a baby. That's also true.
Still a baby.
That's still also true.
In terms of documentation, you know what I mean? I play my part. A lot of people, Papercut plays his part, you know what I mean? And other people play their part,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's still a baby, you know? So if Sway Lee's reference to Amapiano is Asake, ne? And that's cool. But piano as a genre and as a sound and as a playing field, ne? It is doing well globally. And outside of Asake, like, it's almost like hip hop. If you're a hip hop lover and an enthusiast, yes, you listen to the new Nas album called Magic 2 today and play it. Once you're over it, then you start looking for other artists. And that's how the pie is like for everyone. You know what I mean? If Asake blows up today, his stars have aligned, you know? His stars have aligned and he's got the baton right now. You know what I mean? But like, he won't hold the baton forever. You know, someone else will blow up after him, you know what I mean? And the one thing that I think Nigerians have almost mastered about breaking into like the global scene is that they aren't afraid to move to different parts of the world and go own certain positions in those different parts of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfathomable that Burna Boy started off with AK and Deleuze, and like, he literally used to stay when they were recording. He used to stay at Leslie's house, and is probably like the biggest artist in the world right now. You know what I mean? It's because he wanted more for himself. You know, and South Africa was literally just a way through to him becoming the African giant that he is.
Yeah.
And I really feel that instead of complaining, instead of saying this thing
Focusing
is
on the
ours
wrong
and whatever,
things.
dog, dog, you're getting crazy shows in South Africa. You're living well. You're nice with it. I feel that, and I'll say this, like Amapiano artists should really look at taking whatever show money that they make in South Africa, because like it's constantly going to be there for as popular as piano is.
Yeah.
But start planting seeds in different parts in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like guys should be moving to LA and trying to go finesse like the scene in LA. You know what I mean? And stop complaining that no, Asaki wins us all. No. Open Up Boy left South Africa, went to the UK for a few years, and then went to America, and then he blew up. You know, he literally could have stayed in Nigeria and became like that cool guy in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, but he did
that's
not.
True.
You know, and I think Nigerians are wired like that. Nigerians aren't afraid to like get out and go start over. You know, and that's what kills us as South Africans. Is that like want to bask in our own greatness.
Yeah.
In South Africa.
That's.
But still want the world to acknowledge us for putting in the work.
That's a great point, by the way, and I'm sorry to say, I guess that was one of my problems with AKA.
Yeah.
Me personally, because I felt like he could have done exactly that.
But also, to be fair, maybe that's what he wanted.
To what? To be big in South Africa,
Yeah.
but okay. But I agree.
Maybe that's
I
what he
don't
wanted.
disagree with that.
No,
But what
fair.
I'm saying now, when you have huge, let me say, huge stars like that who are just okay with being stars in their own country and their own continent, then it doesn't create that much of inspiration and example to go now as this budding sound. I can go and plant a seed in another country, because I haven't seen anyone do it.
Well,
Even the big stars are not doing it.
Nasty C is doing
Well,
it.
he did.
Nasty C is doing it, and
He has.
and like he is intentional about it.
Yeah, facts. That's
You know,
true.
like he's intentional about it, and when he blows up, people are going to be running and saying, we've always known, but they did not realize how much he had to go through to say, as in, I'm taking my money.
Yeah.
I'm going to Japan this weekend. I'm going to shoot content. I'm going to immerse myself in the Japanese culture. I'm going to record music. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? So it's and it also goes back to the black coffee story. You know?
Yeah. Okay. The black coffee story is a good story.
I've been lucky to like be in that circle when I won the X competition and like speak to him and about like his story. You know what I mean? And he did the exact same thing. When Superman was a staple in South Africa, black coffee was taking whatever little money, whatever show money that I won't say little, because like he was living a comfortable life, but whatever show money, but was planting seeds in different parts of the world. And like now people sit and like, he has black coffee's like, he worked hard.
No, he wasn't like, no, that
He
wasn't
worked
luck, my
hard.
boy. That wasn't luck.
He worked hard.
That wasn't luck.
He knew what he wanted, and he sacrificed a lot. Family, he sacrificed money, he sacrificed like local gigs, you know what I mean, to become this global phenomenon. You know what I mean? And you know.
And you know what? I like that we went to dance music, because I know when I mentioned, someone will always get the idea of, let me go plant a seed somewhere, and I'm grateful for the people who are in South Africa that think like that. With dance music, it's in a way whereby we've always for a long time been in a position where these international guys want to come perform for our people. I don't know if I can say in that manner we are, we're sitting on top of the pyramid with that. Why are you shaking your head?
I think yes and no. I think I think what we just spoke about about South African artists branching out.
Yes.
I think they also feel the same thing, that like
Who with the artists internationally?
International guys.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like I've done the US, I've done shows in the US.
Yeah.
Everyone in the US knows me, but like, let me go tap into like my African audiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let me go to Africa and like really, really go immerse myself in that space. You know, I mean, J. Cole did that. You know what I mean? He released Forest Hill Drive, and I think he released Kids on Drugs. and like was like, okay, I'm gonna take some time out, and I really really want to play like amateur basketball, and lived in Rwanda for some time.
Oh, really?
And a lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's really like that everywhere. Like yes, there are some people that just want to be izinjazada.
Yeah.
Izinjazada, and they're just people that just want more, you know. And also, ne, we can't hate on the people that want to be izinjazada, ne? But ne, the problem with ukuba injayada ne, is that ne, you can't hate on a guy that is intentional about breaking globally and ends up representing the sound globally, whereas you are not taking that leap of faith. It's just like how people like bad mouthing majorly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, like Banelo Bandile, like they've got kids, they've got a family in South Africa, but they were intentional about Joe. Like we want to go shoot balcony sessions in Thailand, in the UK. We want to do like different, want to make a difference.
Yeah.
In how the sound is perceived.
Yeah.
How cosmopolitan it becomes, and the aesthetic it or present the aesthetic of piano globally, you know? And like, it shouldn't hurt us. We shouldn't be questioning, and it shouldn't alarm us when New York-based publications are going to them because they're at the forefront of piano globally. Do you know what I mean?
I get you. I get exactly what you mean. I have my heart usually goes, I'm happy that South African sounds are, people are representing them all over the world. But then my heart goes to, I so wish though that some publications would do certain research to a certain extent to get the true story that will benefit people in the knowledge. That's sometimes how I feel on some. I so wish. I just so wish.
But why should they?
I'm in two minds, man. You know, like I'm in two minds. The fact that you've got 12 years to finish like school, nah, means that there's certain things that you needed to learn over and over again to sharpen your skill in those things that you're learning. You know what I mean? We'll get to a place where like publications are able to draw the line and like ashamedly so, and like properly draw the line of Amapiano back to South Africa. You know, we'll get there. But like the fact that they're recognizing our own in those spaces, no matter how blurred the lines are or some truths are within that Amapiano space and whatever. The fact that they're trying to tap into the conversation of piano, for me, is enough. You know, it's enough.
I think
it's enough because.
So we should be content with the enoughness.
We should be content because we need to realize that if there's a guy in Brooklyn that is going to write for the New York Times about Amapiano, his point of reference is what he is exposed to and the people that are speaking about Amapiano in his ear. That's his point of reference, you know? And if his point of reference has got gray lines somewhere or like questionable things, that's fine. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is that he is giving Amapiano his time and he's giving Amapiano a platform that Amapiano wouldn't have had.
Okay. No, I heard you. I heard you.
Yeah.
I heard you. And now what I'm thinking about now is looking at how, let me say, we've throughout the years, how music in our own country and especially dance music, how it's been moving and how it's being received and how it's being put out. Do you have any opinions about what you're seeing about how we are putting it out and are receiving dance music sonically also?
I think there's a bigger responsibility to the artist now more than ever, you know?
Meaning?
Artists need to like school themselves like in
Sure.
in different facets of the game, you know? I was on a radio station yesterday talking about how AI might finesse like copyright from artists and like take jobs and you know what I mean, and basically wash out the importance of the artist.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think for AI to work, it needs the physical artist
I
to
agree.
copy from. No? But artists also need to put themselves in a position where they figure out how this AI thing works, where the money is going to be when AI becomes like a staple, and what their brands are going to look like in an AI world. And I don't think enough people are doing that. You know, they're just sitting back and complaining that this thing is going to. In 1999, people were complaining about Napster.
Yeah.
You know, saying that like free music, hey this, hey this, hey this, hey this, hey this, hey this, hey this. 10 plus years later, or 20 plus years later, giving away free music is not such a bad thing anymore. You know what I mean? When streaming came into the fray, everyone complained, the streaming thing, It's a staple now. You know, you need to know it, finesse it, for it to work to your brand and to get your art to your fans. You know what I mean? In 2016, when Fagaza was launched, you know what I mean? Hey, Fagaza, na. But like now, it is known. It is known that people leak their music to Fagaza
they leak their
before
music.
they actually put it on DSPs.
Do people know that artists leak their
Their
music?
own music.
I think they
You know what I mean?
They
To-
leak it.
to create whatever popularity before they put it on DSPs. And it's really become that. And I really think that artists need to like realize how much power they have right now, but also how much they need to learn about the next. You know, they need to learn about the next. They need to start looking at this AI world and saying, okay, and this is an example, as a young stunner, how am I going to look like in AI? You know, what is my brand going to look like? You know what I mean? What is this AI thing? You know, like, what kind of message do you want to push out in this AI thing? You know, and where the money is. You know? So that when they start using his voice, because he's one of the biggest artists right now, you know what I mean, with the greatest stories to tell, you know, and like probably one of the best storyteller in a long time, you know. He needs to start like tapping into that world, you know. He needs to start tapping into the world and basically playing out who he wants to be when that world really, really takes over, because it is going to take over.
Or he must, or have someone to tap in that world for you.
No.
No, can I tell you something? You
Must
see,
do it himself.
the one thing about you know how tiring it is being, let me say, a person who has to please the people. That's tiring.
My favorite, one of my favorite entrepreneurs, his name is Alex Homozy. He says the most expensive thing that people will pay or will pay for is what they don't know.
Yeah, okay.
That will be your biggest expense in life.
But hear me out. I'm not.
Wait. Let me
Okay.
finish. No, that's the biggest thing that you'll pay for in life. No, for a car to move, there needs to be a driver in the car, and the artist will forever be the driver. Gone are the days where like I want to entertain stories of artists talking about that. Yeah, my management wanted me to do this.
Yes.
Or they thought maybe I should be this brand and whatever. We live in such a digital world that artists need to take the fort and like take control of their own careers in terms of who they want to be, because it directly speaks to you.
Yeah.
You know, like your art is literally an extension of who you are, your personality, your hopes and aspirations, who you want to grow up to be, how you grew up. You know what I mean? you can't give your personality to somebody else to decide.
That's not what. Hear me. That's not what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. First of all, being an artist is tiring in the sense that the creative process is tiring as is.
Then why are you the artist if like uzokhathala?
Yonke
into iyakhathaza.
guys, we've heard of burnout before.
It's fine.
We've heard of Justin Bieber.
Ngithi for me. There isn't anything that is worth having in this world that is not tiring.
That's not what I'm disagreeing with.
I think it's an excuse. Guys,
yeah, okay.
Guys, ne? Yes, sakatala sonke.
Sakatala.
Yes, sometimes we're disheartened with this. But in order, ne? For your career, ne? To go in the direction, ne? That speaks to you, speaks to your heart, speaks to who you want to be as an artist, ne? And for your career to help you sleep at night, ne? You are going to need to do some groundwork personally
Yes.
so that you're able to lead the entire team.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What I'm not saying is you take a back seat. But what I'm saying is I want to make a distinction from what we're saying right here. Are you saying that now I must be my own one-man team? Because that's not what I'm saying. Good. Let's make that distinction.
No. I'm not saying be your own one-man team, but like the lead needs to come from you.
I agree.
Because when you're on that stage, we won.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
The manager's not there. The road manager's not there. Nobody's there on that stage. You won. You know what I mean? If your mic fucks out, your sound fucks out, it's on you. It's not on your manager. It's not on your road manager. You know what I mean? It's not on your bookings guy. You know what I mean? It's on you. So take the responsibility to make sure that certain things are done. And I know like art in its purest form is a very fun thing to do.
Very fun.
You know? But you need to distinguish between when it becomes fun and when it becomes ugly and tiring, and also learn to do the things that you generally do not like doing, because those things are important too.
Those are the things that are tiring. When you start making your art not for you and for what makes you happy.
Yes. And I'm gonna go to learn simple things, man, like fucking bookkeeping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, learn bookkeeping. Actually,
bookkeeping. Have your own account of the gigs that you did this month and whatever. So that, ne? When your manager comes to you and says to you, since the 10 rand this month, ne? You're able to measure it with something else to make sure good value since the 10 rand. You know what I mean? And lento leyo yoceta all these things. Zoguti, yeah, my manager stole money when like I couldn't see.
Guys, it's 2023, hey?
It's 2023.
Like that is not an excuse anymore.
It's 2023, and funny. I was watching an Oskido interview a couple of weeks back, and Oskido was like, if you're an artist, ne, I would advise you, depending on what tier artist you are. Maybe if you're like a second tier, third tier, whatever artist.
What does tier mean? As in
like
A class, B class, C class?
B class, C class. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's A class artists that are like gigging the entire week. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you're B, C, D, you know what I mean? Get a job. Work during the week. Because what artists tend to do is that like, bashala, let's say Monday to Thursday, kuyahlalwa nje, kuyaphuzwa, kuyazulwa, kushaywa abantwana, you know what I mean? And then weekends uyasebenza. Once you're upskilling yourself, kuleyo 4 days. Do you know what I mean? Like it should get there, guys. You need to upskill yourself.
I have a similar opinion on that. I think upskill yourself in what you want to, in the future you want to build. Because for me, I don't have a 9 to 5 because it's useless to me. But on my daily weeks, I'm trying to plan I'm trying to work at how do I make these platforms that I've started bigger.
Yeah, bigger, and one day you're able to monetize them. You know what I mean? So
it takes up a lot of time.
It's really just as easy as that. And guys, like doing like a short course is 2 hours a day. You can still go to UJ and go like ramsack the res, you know what I mean? You can still smoke as much weed as you want to smoke. You can still drink as much Hennessy as you want. But like 2 hours a day, like take a short course, you know what I mean? And something that speaks to your growth.
Yeah.
You know? It's really important.
Do you wear any other hats outside of DJ, broadcast guy? And what other hats do you wear?
I'm studying right now. Did really well. I was doing a short program with UCT in supply chain management.
Oh, supply chain management.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna look into camera for this. So when I tell kids in interviews to go to school, I'm not telling you anything that I'm not doing myself. Yeah. I average 91%, bitch.
Ooh.
So yeah, man.
But supply chain management is like, it's really cool, especially if you're going to get onto the event planning side of things.
Yeah, no. Like supply management
is like,
supply chain management is the backbone of any business. Like I can go into construction, I can go into fucking merch, I can go into, you know what I mean? Because supply chain management helps you streamline processes and how you're able to basically ascertain the movement of goods from distribution to end user, you know? So that helps. And I'm relocating next year. I'm going to go stay in Stellies.
Stellenbosch.
Yeah, I'm doing a diploma there. I got accepted yesterday, actually.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so going to do that for 2 years. And man, amongst that, we've got a family construction and mechanical business that like I tap into now and then. But yeah, man, like I really just love like opening myself up to like different things, challenging things.
Yeah.
And I love being able to start over because that's the best teacher.
Because I'm asking this because like you said, like once you start telling young people to get a job, they immediately run to 9 to 5. How do I get an office job kind of vibe? They don't think about the multiple things or hats that you can wear outside of being an artist. And I would say you're doing pretty okay for yourself, ne?
Yeah.
And then that's when I go Uti. A lot of people want to know Uti. And I have this conversation a lot. If you would go and ask, for instance, rich people, how do they become rich? They're very stingy on sharing their secrets.
Yeah.
I watched a podcast recently and I thought this podcast would give me what I wanted, but it gave me nothing of what I wanted. It's called The Diary of a CEO.
I love it.
Same. So I watched the Black Coffee one. So based on the title, I was thinking, oh no, he's gonna share some secrets on how he actually became, some secrets. But it was so personal. It was too personal for me. I feel like if I watched it and I read the title, I wouldn't get what I wanted from it.
But here's my thing. I think for me, it was such a refreshing. Perspective and take to his life because we've never seen him tap into that side of his life. You know what I mean? Being human, being vulnerable, and also just basically saying that like through hard work, certain things happen through divine intervention, which I feel is like the biggest key to success. You know what I mean? Like he spoke on that podcast about like honing his craft so hard so that one day when somebody says, are you a DJ? Here's a platform. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
he's ready.
I'm ready.
Let's
try it.
That for me is very, 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 very important to tell anybody, you know? That like, don't call yourself a DJ because you do it now and then and whatever. You know what I mean? or anything that you want to be, hone your craft in it. You know what I mean? I think going back to what you were saying earlier when we started the pod was people's perspectives of me are probably because of how stern I am about like my perspectives to life, to the game, to whatever, you know what I mean? And they mistake that as like being an asshole and which is cool, but like I put in time. You know what I mean, to be able to speak about a lot of things in the game, you know? I've done research. I watch anybody and everyone that is doing proper stuff and that's got like skin in the game, you know what I mean? To be able to get my answers and to be able to reference them, you know what I mean, in platforms like these. And yeah, man, I beg to differ. I think it was very, 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 very beautiful to see that kind of stuff.
I honestly have a different opinion, but that's why then, for me, I want people to be able to quote what you say. And I want people to be able to understand when they quote you. Because for me, if we tell a story that we've heard before, we've heard the story before, even if it's coming from an emotive perspective today, we've heard the story. But what I'm saying is sometimes in many, many, many cases, I said in conversations whereby musicians with huge brands, they ask, how do I make money?
The reality of the matter, Saina, the reality of the matter is that the money-making conversation, the success conversation, the becoming the guy on top of the hill conversation does not have one root, and it's not like a 1 + 1 = 2 answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hence why, hence the saying that like, walk your journey and walk it unashamedly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that you're able to create your own destiny in your own special and weird way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's very unfair of us to want Black Coffee to say, do 1, do 2, do 3, do 4, do 5.
Yeah.
It will equal success or global phenomena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very unfair because we're all different people.
Yeah.
You know? And I think just by virtue of him saying that I'm human, I've got kids that I love, that I could be spending time with, you know, but I'm busy chasing this thing because I want to create such a big impact using this thing so that my kids can also like decide to be whatever that they want to be, because I've created such a dope cushioning, and not just through money, but also through influence. You know what I mean? That for me is huge, you know, because we were always told to be doctors, nurses, teachers, lawyers. You know what I mean? But nobody says that create such an impact in life so that your kids find it easier to become anything that they want to be.
Yeah.
And you look at and like you just look at like most like rich guys' kids, you know what I mean? They do whatever that they want to do. You know, because their base, which are their parents, had to walk through fires, for you to wake up today and say, you know what, like I'm super passionate about like broadcasting, and this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna focus on, and this is going to be like my unique selling point. You know what I mean? And it really needs to get there in like black circles, you know?
I agree. That's why I'm saying that, like, when people see you, when someone sees you and it's like, I like the Kruk's brand, I like the way the Kruk it moves in the music industry, but practically I don't know how he does that. The nice thing that rich kids have, we aspire to be like them, but they have their parents giving them the practicality of things on some. You need to think like this. You need to do this. You need to do this. You get me? So I feel like what's missing with what's missing and what we can stand to share more is the practicality of how to do certain things in music, in entertainment, just so you can at least get the base of what you you want.
The reality of what you're speaking about is, and thank you. The reality of what you're speaking about is the fact that because I'm still growing, because I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things, because I'm very, very inquisitive about certain things. Hence why I'm studying and doing all these things. No, is because I'm honestly just winging it. I'm really.
That's the honesty I need. I need that honesty.
I'm really just winging it. I'm really just winging it, but I'm winging it forward.
Yeah, and please tell me though, noting whatever works, whilst in the process of winging it.
I'm winging it forward.
Okay. Yeah. Winging it forward like that. Put that on a T-shirt. Winging it forward.
I'm not afraid to shoot my shot. Be it with how I got the BBC thing was through a friend that I met in Germany, and we became like close friends. And he knew a producer from the BBC. And he linked us up. You know what I mean? Then like it was still a blank canvas. They wanted to shoot something about like South African entertainment and music culture, and they went sure. And I literally wrote an entire thing about Amapiano, you know what I mean, to say, hey guys, like maybe let's look into this. And then she sold it to her higher powers, and that's when the discussion started, you know what I mean? And like now we've got a documentary that is sitting on 3.5 million views through all platforms worldwide, you know what I mean?
From the streets of South Africa to dance floors around the world, this is the sound of the hottest new music genre. This is Amapiano.
And it really starts like that, you know. So it's just wing it forward, man. Like just shoot your shot.
I like that though.
Just shoot your shot. I miss a lot. You know what I mean? It hurts me at times. Nobody has to know about my losses, you know what I mean? But also don't glorify my wins as if like somehow everything I touch turns into gold. You know what I mean? Like school is boring, guys. You know what I mean? But like I make time for it. You know, I make time for the difficult things. You know what I mean?
I like that too.
I make time for. I told you that like on Saturdays, like I go visit my mom. I make time for that. Like I'm intentional about that stuff. You know what I mean? So it's really, really, really just about like what you make time for.
I like that you went and said those things, because those are actually practical things you can tell someone to do in order to make their career a success in a way. Because we guys, everyone thinks it's glitz and glam. The industry is glitz and glam, and they just see you, they see their favorites wearing some expensive ass stuff. And they're like, how the hell did that person get there? And then they find that some of their favorite artists are struggling, and they don't even know the basics of how to do that, like of how to move themselves from a struggling perspective. But I just want this industry and these young people to succeed. That's all I want.
And also, like, you everyone's struggling, man. Everyone's trying to emulate something that they believe in, you know.
Please repeat that. Everyone is
struggling.
Because
like nobody's comfortable, guys. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them fool you. You know what I mean? Everyone's trying to emulate something or somebody that they're trying to be in their future. You know what I mean? And the downside of everything is our struggles and our failures have got a spotlight on them.
Yeah.
And everyone else's don't. You know what I mean? Like a guy who's working corporate and wants to become a hotshot accountant, you know what I mean, at Deloitte or at PwC, fails, but like there isn't a spotlight, you know what I mean? Like he's able to disappear for like a couple of months and then come back, you know what I mean? But Tina, when I fail, you know what I mean? And cool, like it comes with the territory. But everyone is struggling, guys. Everyone is winging it. Everyone is playing whatever game that they think is going to get them to the next level. And like if you winging it means wearing whatever brands, because that's the guy that you want to, or that's the artist you want to become, do it. Do it.
Okay, I think that's a different opinion.
Do it. Ngoba one thing is wenzeka la emhlabeni, ne? And that we're all promised. Is that your offer?
Yo. Do you have some, like, because I was just thinking now, like, and I'm looking at the time now. Hey, let's take 15 more minutes, I guess.
Okay.
Do you have moments in your life where you were like, oh, flip, like where you that you can share, where you were like, this is a low light for me?
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing something?
This year was a bit of a low light for me.
Yeah, what does a low light for you look like?
I lost my grandfather in the beginning of the year. Broke up with a girl that I thought I was going to marry. My mom was in hospital for 2-3 months, you know, and like I was failing forward though, you know what I mean? I was still studying, I was still showing up, I was still, you know, and I really decided to take a step back from like DJing, because of I like dealing with shit, you know, like I believe that like dealing with shit like helps, you know what I mean, like with mental health, with making sense of everything.
Yeah.
And I know for me, going out as much as I used to from a DJing perspective would become a buffer to deal with certain things, you know what I mean? It'll become a distraction to spending time alone. It'll become a distraction to how I was feeling, you know what I mean? Because you get to a gig, you kill the show, you chill out with friends, there's the rider there, you know what I mean? There's another rider, you know what I mean? You run into people, and then you're hanging the next day, and that's what you're dealing with, and whatever. But like, I need to be intentional about like, you know, like the things that are happening in my life right now that that I'm not control over.
Okay.
No? But like, let me sit down and be present for those things, you know?
Makes sense.
So that, no? When things like these happen again in life, no?
Yeah.
I'm able to deal with them better.
Yeah.
And that's growth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love that. Because I'm guys, I hate time limits, but Lynn, I have to go to the East soon. And I asked you to come with unpopular opinions. Yeah, any industry unpopular opinions that you want to share with me?
Unpopular?
Yes, like opinions, unpopular opinions. Is there a definition for unpopular opinions?
Yeah, there's. I think for me, the fact that you need to be friends with everyone in the industry.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, just be
That's a good one.
Just be respectful to everyone. Just be respectful to everyone. Just learn from a lot of people. You know, create relationships in the industry, but you really do not need to be friends with people just by virtue of being in the same industry.
That's
know?
a good one.
Because I think from the outside, a lot of people look at us as a pack. You know, look at us as a pack because we know each other. Because when we're at parties, we sit in the same section. You know what I mean? We greet each other and but like, choose people that ground you. You know, choose people that are able to question certain things that you do. Be there for you during like dark days. You know what I mean? Are able to organically celebrate your wins. You know what I mean? And are able to organically take your phone calls when shit hits the fan. You know?
Yeah.
Because their well-being matters to them too. You know, when you're down, they're down. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think friendships in the industry. So you can come into the game as a loner and still make it. I mean, I'll go back to Nasty C. You know what I mean? I don't know him like that, but I look at him, but you can tell that like he's he's about like his tight knit circle of friends, you know.
Yeah.
But he does what he does really well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know now. I think he works with his brother or something
Yeah.
like that. And
He's been working with his brother, I think.
Yeah, but after the fallout with the manager that supposedly stole the
Yeah,
money
after
but like he's a loner. You know, he's a loner
way,
with
I
like
guess.
a small circle of friends. You know, with a small circle of trusted friends, and he's doing amazing things. You know, so I don't think you need to get into the industry and like now you're friends with this one because association and affiliations get you ahead. And also remember, dog, that like chances are what you want the next guy wants too, you know.
Yeah.
And most of the time there's only one position. So it's a dog eat dog world, man. It's a dog eat dog world. So you're all going for that position. You're all going for that campaign. You're all going for that check. You're all going for, you know what I mean, for that spot. You know. So let that not be forgotten in your quest to becoming whoever that you're building towards.
Yeah. I love that. I don't want to close just yet because I just had a thought. When we were at the conference, I remember he said something along the lines of, I think you might want to take steps back from DJing. Tell me why. Like where are you in your life that you're just like, no, I think I might want to...
I think I'm looking at the game and I'm looking at where I am in my life, you know what I mean? And what I aspire to achieve in my life, you know? And I really see a gap for me in the business of the game, and making sure that I'm able to work myself into rooms that artists aren't in.
Yeah.
To change.
I feel you.
Policies within the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to make the rules of the game, you know, because I've been in the game and I know what's what in the game, how people are moving, how difficult certain things are because of you are represented by somebody that knows nothing about gigging, knows nothing about mental health, knows nothing about a day in the life of an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Half of the guys that like are making decisions on our behalf are university students that like get these jobs in these companies that essentially get to a point where they make decisions on our behalf. You know what I mean? And most of the decisions are very unfavorable, you know, because they're doing it from an educational perspective and not from an experience perspective, you know. So I think it's big to walk away from something that I really love, to be able to create like a more fertile playing field for everyone else that's coming into the game.
I get that.
Yeah. So that's really why. But
it's
obviously
not an age thing.
No,
I'm getting old.
No. And the dope thing about DJing is that like you can never actually stop DJing.
That's true.
You know, like I'm not active and I'm not actively looking for gigs. I'm not actively taking gigs. I'm not actively trying to play gigs, you know what I mean? But I'll DJ when I need to because I love it. It's a beautiful outlet. I'm a collector of music, whether I'm playing or not, you know what I mean? I'm all versed and knowledged in the music game, you know? But I'm not gonna actively go try gig and whatever. And I'm cool as fuck, dog. So I can still bash heads with like some of the youngins, but
yeah.
But
some of the youngins.
Yeah, no, fair. Like the guys that like at 22, you know what I mean?
People are young.
Yeah, and when I was 22, like I was saying earlier, like it was really sex, alcohol, and YFM. You know what I mean?
Sex, alcohol, and YFM.
Yeah, like
I guess life of a rock star.
Yeah, like it was sex, alcohol, and YFM, and I lived that life. I wouldn't change it for anything. I wouldn't swap it for anything. But I think I was actually chatting to Kulichana the other day, and he's and I was saying to him, dog, like I love how you were able to move a little bit away from the game, do your school thing. You know what I mean? Start, get married. You know what I mean? All that stuff. You know what I mean? And he was saying that, like, Joe, like, one thing that they never teach us in the game is that, like, your audiences, ne, grow with you, ne?
Oh, yes.
And your core audiences, like your stands, grow with you, ne? And if you get left behind because you want to compete with a kid that just came out and like he's dropping hits left, right, and center, ne?
Oh, Zofa.
Firstly, ne? And also you look stupid because you've got a core audience that wants to hear your kind of perspective, you know what I mean, on growth, on family, on kids, on going back to school, on ownership, and that like now you are misplaced, you know what I mean, within the ones that are coming up, and that is why Jay-Z has created such a timeless catalog, and like has always constantly got something to say because he's not ashamed to like grow up with these people, you know what I mean? Talk about like legacy, talking about like wealth, talking about family, talking about like cheating on his wife and fucking up and like trying to be a better man for his daughter and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is why we still like lose our minds every time we hear a new Jay-Z album, you know what I mean? Because he's going to speak to things that we're all going through, you know, at this age group, you know?
Yeah.
So I think fuck it, Tyler the Creator like put this out like so dopely. Pharrell once told Tyler the Creator that don't grow old, grow older.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really found that super profound. You know?
It is profound.
Yeah, that we're not saying now like be like a grandpa and but like mentally like just channel yourself into being your age, you know, and like acting your age, you know.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yay! We need to wrap this up with a bow. Any last words that you want to say to anyone who's probably hearing you for the first time, or anything that you want to impart or deposit into a young musician's mind?
Hey man, I'm not going to tell you what to do, how to do it, and where to do it, but I think there's something that I said like earlier, is that like wing it forward, man. Wing it forward.
I think we should put on a t-shirt and sell it for merchandise. It's like I'm not even joking, but yeah.
Wing it forward, and I've actually never been on a podcast before.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm his first podcast. I guess it's a translators, guys. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, this was dope. This was very refreshing.
I'm glad that you're such a chatty gent because this was your show, bro.
So this thing of people claiming things about people, yeah?
I'm tight.
Asshole,
Where is it now? Where is it? Nowhere to be found. But I'm thankful that we sat down.
No mama gatekeeper of a house.
Nimvile. I'm grateful. Thank you for coming in. Actually,
thanks,
so grateful. Otherwise, let's sign out. This is Side Sessions. The Kruk. What's your social media? We can take it down, Lopa. What's your social media?
At DAKRUK on all social media platforms. I'm not on Threads yet, but
guys, is Threads becoming a thing now? I can't catch up to all these social medias.
I really want to try it because obviously our audiences are there. You know, our audiences are there. And there's no shame in trying something. I'm just not on TikTok. TikTok is addictive. So
yeah, it is.
I can't do TikTok. Like I was on TikTok for
like you chill there for hours.
Like
watching 15, 30-second, 1 minute videos.
I see people sleeping at 4 a.m, just watching TikTok videos, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's me. It is.
So I'm not on TikTok, but when I am on TikTok, you'll know.
Yeah, awesome. Otherwise, Side Sessions is signing out. We'll see you on the 5th of August at 86 Public here in Randburg for the Side Sessions Paw Party. Mwah, bye.